Good morning, Lemon Squeezies. I've missed you guys all so much. I truly apologize for being gone for so long. It's been, I believe, a week exactly since I last put up a video, which was actually my BFP video. So yeah, we're officially pregnant. And I really tried to record a video together with Papa so that you guys would be able to talk to her about her reaction and things like that. Unfortunately, our schedules have been insanely crazy lately. We're both working the same hours. So us trying to match up a good time to do it just hasn't worked in my favor. I totally had all intentions on uploading a video yesterday. I had 1,000,005 things to do yesterday. I got home, I had all my errands done. I thought I was about to lay down and take a nap, and my little sister came into my room crying. She wasn't feeling well, and she wanted me to go with her to the emergency room. So we got to the emergency room yesterday, I'd say probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I didn't get back home until almost midnight. So I am extremely exhausted, and then I'm kind of battling with insomnia. That's something that I've been dealing with since finding out that I'm pregnant, and I don't know if that's just from having a lot on my mind now, or if that's a pregnancy symptom or what it is. But last night I didn't get in bed until after 1:30 in the morning, and I'm usually, especially now, in bed by like 10:15. Previously I was in bed no later than midnight. But now I can barely stay awake till like 10:15, 10:30. So apologies to everyone who waited for me to upload a video yesterday. But I was in the emergency room, and by the time I got home from the emergency room, Papa was already in bed and sleeping. So I talked to her about it this morning. She's like, you know, I know that this is something that you really have to do, so just go ahead and record it without me. So here I am. Today, actually, my weeks just turned over. My weeks turn over on Friday, so I am officially 5 weeks pregnant today. And I will say that I don't feel like super pregnant yet. But I definitely do feel some changes with my body. I haven't had any nausea or anything like that, no morning sickness. But as you see, I have a big shiny zit here on my face, and I have a smaller one here on this side somewhere. It looks like it might be clearing up, and then I had one on my forehead. So my skin is kind of breaking out a little bit too. But just to go back to the beginning, during my 2-week wait, I did have a couple of symptoms. Most of them, though, I kind of pushed to the side and ignored, because I've been in a 2-week wait before where I thought I had all the symptoms and that I had this, and then the test came out negative. So I was very careful to not get too wrapped up in my symptoms this time, which is something that definitely was learned through heartache. So there were 2 major symptoms that I had, well, 3 that were in the back of my mind as really strong pregnancy symptoms, but that I kind of pushed to the side. So the first one was my mouth was watering like crazy. And within the last 3 days it started again. But I would say from like maybe 7 DPO all the way till past me finding out that I was pregnant, my mouth would just water constantly. Like I could be talking to somebody and I could feel like slobber in the corners of my mouth, and I was just constantly swallowing, and it was almost kind of like that feeling that you get right before you vomit when your mouth fills with water and it just continues to do it, and it doesn't matter how much you swallow. It was very reminiscent of that, but I didn't have any feelings like I was about to get nauseous or anything like that, and that was out of control. Like I said, something that I ignored but took note of. The second thing that I dealt with were my nipples were really itchy. And it wasn't like in a scratch it really hard kind of way. It was like in a very tingly kind of way. And I figured, you know, maybe it was my bra, or maybe it was a new soap, because I had just started using new soap. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. But it was to the point where I caught myself one day talking to a customer with the hand down the front of the shirt scratching. It was disgusting. I was so embarrassed. And then the third possible symptom, I guess you could say, was that I had cramps. Like, okay, we all get cramps or whatever. I hardly ever get cramps right before my period, but if I do, it's usually about 2 or 3 days before my period is due. This time I was getting cramps like a full week ahead of time, and I just had this really full feeling from the time of InSim until I found out that I was pregnant. Like, I had a really low appetite. It was really hard for me to eat, and I just felt like something was squeezing me. Like, the best way I could describe it was like it felt like I had a rubber band wrapped around my waist that was just really squeezing me and really uncomfortable. So those were the 3 major things that I dealt with during my 2-week wait that kind of made me feel like I might be pregnant, but I just tried to push them to the side and be like, you know, I'm not going to get myself all excited about this. So basically the way that it played out for me, I'm sorry, I'm at work early and people are like pulling on the door trying to get in. So basically the way that it played out was, my period was due on that Friday, and I felt like I was in complete limbo, like it was torture. Like, I was really ready to know whether it worked or not. And as many of you are already aware, Papa and I had already decided that if this cycle didn't work for us, that we were going to take a break, you know, revamp financially, and make it through the holidays and just have a good time and relax. And then we were going to start back up in January. So, this was the most relaxed cycle that I've ever had. It was just kind of like, either it's going to happen or it's not. I didn't really play everything by the book. I had 2 glasses of wine during my 2-week wait. I didn't drink my POM juice the way that I normally do. I normally drink my POM juice all the way from cycle day 1 all the way through ovulation. I stopped drinking POM juice this time after my cycle day 10 scan, when she told me that my lining was perfect. She said my lining was measuring at a 10. I had just finished a bottle of POM juice that day. I guess was kind of being a little rebellious and was like, I'm not going to spend money on POM juice. You know, it's probably not going to work for me anyway. So, yeah. That's something that I did differently this cycle. I didn't drink my POM juice the way that I was supposed to. I didn't get hung up on doing everything right like I have before in past cycles. I also used Pre-Seed this time too. I had talked to my doctor about it previously, about us wanting to use Pre-Seed. And she said, being we were bypassing the cervix, that there was really no need to use it. So, you know, I listened to her advice and I didn't use it. And then in the meantime, Anna and Lady, if you guys follow them, Anna and Lady's Journey, Anna used Pre-Seed. I guess she had mentioned it to her doctor, and her doctor had told her that it wouldn't hurt. So about half hour before going in for her IUI, she used a small amount of Pre-Seed and got her BFP. So when I saw that, and I got a BFN on my cycle when my doctor told me that I wasn't going to need the Pre-Seed, I was like, screw that. Nobody got to know. So what I did was, my doctor had me OPKing at 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Well, on that night when I actually got my smiley face, I'm cooking dinner. It's like hella late, and I just got really, really crampy all of a sudden. And it was like I could feel ovulation about to happen. So something told me to go ahead and take an OPK. I did at probably about 10 o'clock that night, and it was positive. So as many of you know already, I called my doctor. I totally did not expect her to answer the phone. And she told me to come in at 6 a.m. that following morning. So what I did was, before I went in, I used, I'd say probably about this much Pre-Seed, about a half hour before going in, and didn't tell her anything about it. This has been the craziest week ever. Like, it's still kind of hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that I am now pregnant. I'm kind of having a hard time adjusting to the way that people treat me now that they know. A lot of my coworkers, and especially Papa, it's like I'm handicapped or something. Like, I'm not allowed to do anything. Like, as soon as I go to do something, no, go sit down. Like, it's driving me crazy. Yeah, so let me get my notes out. Hold on one second. I've got some stuff written down in my phone about what's been going on with me. Oh, so as far as the morning of testing, you know, everybody's like, you know, you have these really vivid dreams and stuff like that. I did have a dream, but it wasn't like super vivid or anything like that. But it was basically like my body was waking up, and I just kind of got this feeling like I was oversleeping. Like, I've done that before in previous cycles where I'm supposed to test before I go to work, and I wake up and it's too late and I have to rush out the house, and then I forget my test at home and stuff like that. So I kind of had a feeling like that was going to happen. So when I woke up that morning and I tested and it was positive, I just kept pinching myself. I'm like, I think I'm still sleeping. Like, this was crazy. But I just couldn't wait to test anymore. I just felt like I had to know. Excuse me, I have to text my owner real quick. But yeah, it's really, really crazy. And I will tell you girls who are still trying, it will happen. Believe me, if it could happen for me, it can happen for anybody else. Don't ever lose faith. And like Miss Di said, when you count yourself out is when God is able to step in the situation. Like, I had all intentions on not getting a BFP this cycle. And it's just the craziest thing ever. Like, part of me still doesn't believe it. It's so crazy. So let me see. So yeah, the notes that I have written here: during my 2-week wait, I had a very watery mouth. My nose was like really, really runny, which happens pretty much all the time for me though, because I have allergies. I had no appetite from the time of InStem, and I had this constant feeling of fullness and like something was squeezing me around my waist. Very gassy, itchy nipples. And I found myself yawning in the middle of the day. I can pound out an 11-hour shift like it's nothing, especially if I'm going to bed on time and things like that. I found myself yawning in the middle of the day. And then normally my breasts get a little bit swollen before my period starts. In a couple days before, they'll kind of shrink a little bit. Well, that happened, and then they got bigger again. So it was like, that's weird. That was the first time I had ever seen that. Okay, so as far as week 4 is concerned, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, my nipples started to hurt really, really bad. So I don't really have breast tenderness, but my nipples themselves, the best way to describe how they feel is they feel like they have freaking rug burn. It is the most painful and annoying feeling ever. And I definitely need bigger bras now. I have completely outgrown all of my bras. So bra shopping is next on the agenda. And I'm thinking about maybe just getting some training bras or something. Training bras. That's the second time I've said that. Excuse me, very gassy still. Not training bras, sports bras. Just something that's a little bit more stretchy and something that's gonna not be as restricting and have underwire and all that stuff. So I'll let you guys know how that works. Okay, so rug burnt filling nipples. I definitely need bigger bras. My nose has been super runny this time. Like, this cannot be confused with allergies. Like, I constantly have to have a box of tissues with me. It's ridiculous. Been going to the restroom a lot. At this point, I can definitely tell that there's something in there. Bending over is quite uncomfortable. I feel like a little bulge right at the bottom of my belly, and I can really feel it when I bend over, and it feels like maybe like golf ball size, maybe a little bit smaller, and it's right on my waistline. But when I bend over, I can definitely feel that my uterus is not the same size that it was previous. This week I've also been super hungry, and I have a very strong desire to shop. It's been really hard for me not to. I haven't purchased anything as far as baby buys or anything. I'm really trying to wait. But I have a very intense feeling that I need to shop. And I've been really, really nervous too. Like, I don't know if it's just because of the TTC community that you see all kinds of stuff happen, you know, tubal pregnancies and miscarriages and blighted ovums and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just super nervous. Like, and I try to keep it under control and not freak myself out and stuff like that. But I do find myself wondering and, you know, my thoughts wandering and things like that. And it's just because I really want this to happen. You know, I really, really definitely want this baby. So, yeah, worrying a lot lately. And I think that definitely plays into my insomnia that I've been experiencing lately. So we went in for our first beta. I found out that I was pregnant on Wednesday morning. So what I did was I called my doctor and set up a beta for that following day, being I was off work. So my first beta came back at 53.5. So that was on a Thursday, and she told me she wanted me to come back in on Monday to have a second beta done. So we did that, and that one came back at 291. So there definitely is a rise pattern going here. And then she gave me a call and said that she wants me to come in for an ultrasound. So our first ultrasound is scheduled for November the 8th. So we're both super excited. We can't wait to meet our baby. Give me just 1 second. The kids are here for work. Give me 1 second. Good morning. Okay, so what was I talking about? Not really sure. But yeah, we're super excited about the ultrasound that's coming up. I am kind of nervous about doing a belly shot because I am a little bit of a fluffy girl. But you know, we're going to do it just for documentation's sake, I guess. But before I do that, I just want to give a shout out to a couple of my girls. I have a really, really close-knit set of girls that I talk to almost on a daily basis. And you guys take really, really good care of me. So I love you all for that. You guys know who you are. I don't want to forget anybody, so that's why I'm not doing names. But there's two particular shout-outs that I want to do. My girl Sonia, who I love very, very dearly, she sent me a really, really sweet gift. I received it yesterday. So this is what she sent me. Let me get it open. She sent me this really cute pair of earrings, and they're little storks. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're super, super cute. So excuse my nails. I need to remove this nail polish. It's definitely chipping away. So she sent me these really cute earrings, and then she sent me a really, really sweet heartfelt letter, which I won't show because it's personal. But it just says, "Mommy's to be" at the top, and it says, "Ain't that a mother and papa?" So it was really sweet. It definitely brought tears to my eyes. I'm highly emotional anyway, but this was really, really sweet. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. And this was both from Sonia and Bam. So thank you, Bam, as well. And then my girls, Misha and Mika, they sent me some shirts. So I've got this one here, and it says, "Kiss me, I'm pregnant." And she also sent me this one, which is a nursing shirt. It has like the little nursing latches on it. And this one says, "Soon to be sexy mama." Super cute. So thank you guys very, very much. I really appreciate all the love mail that I've been receiving, all the well wishes, all the kind words, all the wishes for a happy and healthy 9 months. I really, really appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for being patient with me as far as uploading videos and things like that. And I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to be recording videos on Fridays as my weeks pass over, and I guess we're going to be a week behind. So we talked about week 4 this time, so next week I guess we'll talk about week 5. If you guys need me, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, Gmail, whatever. I love you all to pieces, and thank you all for being a part of my journey and sharing my BFP moment with me. And shout out to Gabby. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I hope that you guys are following her journey. But my friend Gabby, she's got, you know, you would have to go back and watch her videos to get the whole story. I don't want to get any information wrong, so I'm not going to try to paraphrase. But basically, the doctors told her she wasn't going to be able to conceive, and she's pregnant. And I'm so happy for her, and my heart definitely goes out to you. I'm not going to get emotional, I promise. But, yeah. Like, seriously, to see her get her BFP to me was like the biggest deal ever. Seriously, like, I love you forever for that. Okay, I got to change the subject. I guess we'll do a belly shot real quick. Don't laugh at me, I'm fat. Okay, so let's see. Not really much to see right now. This is a side view of my belly. And I've got like a little pudge here. But as you can see, my breasts are humongous. Let's see if I can move this back a little bit. Okay, so this is from the side. And I promise you, this is not baby. And this is from the other side. And then this is bare belly. I've got stretch marks here. This is from moving to New Orleans, by the way. I was not this fat before I moved down here, but the food is incredible here. So this is what we're working with. Baby is definitely here, though. You can feel it. Like, there's a nice little bulge there, probably about here. It's nice and hard there. And every day I'm pushing on it, and Papa gets mad at me. She's like, "Don't push it, don't push it." She's afraid I'm going to hurt the baby. Oh, yeah, and if you guys aren't friends with me on Facebook, Papa and I gave the baby a nickname to use when talking to you guys. Our baby's name is baby love thing. And I think that is so freaking cute. And I'm just really excited to grow and for this journey to move on because it feels like it's moving kind of slow at this point, but we're going to make it through this. So any questions that you guys have, let me know. Any ideas for future videos? You know, I've done vlogs previously before in the past, but this whole pregnancy thing is kind of new to me still. So baby dust to everybody who needs it. Sticky baby dust to everyone who just found out that they were pregnant. Shout out to all my girls. I love you all. And be easy, lemon squeezy. See you guys.